warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Naisyila My name is 10400123103. My goal in choosing this theme as my final exam assignment for the English language course is to find out about the problems faced by UINAM students in learning English. Also to find out why there are still many students who still have difficulties in understanding English course even though they have known and learned English since kindergarten and elementary school. Lecture as educators certainly feel responsible for the development of students. Therefore, education in the teaching process should pay attention to the abilities of individual students with the aim of knowing and helping the development of students optimally. By knowing the strengths and weaknesses of students, education can develop learning methods and classroom research. Language is means of communication. Language is not only understood by the speaker, but also by other people as listeners. If the message in the speaker utterance or speech cannot be understood by the listener, then the communication fails. Therefore, language as a means of communication is very important in the life of individual and group in society. In the process of learning English as foreign language in Indonesia until now, it still remains a scourge for most students in Indonesia, especially for UINAM students. English subject matter that is difficult for students to learn starting from the most difficult level include grammar, speaking, listening, writing, and reading. Most of them think English is difficult. The assumption that English lessons are difficult makes some students feel reluctant to improve their English skill. The teaching and learning process in education does not always run smoothly, especially for those who do not like some of the subjects they have to learn. There are always obstacles in the teaching and learning process in any place of education. These learning difficulties will also have an impact on the decline and the academic achievement of students who are carrying out this education. Learning difficulties can be divided into two broad groups, namely, number one, developmental learning disabilities. The subcategory of these difficulties are: first, developmental learning disabilities including motor and perceptual impairment; second, language and communication learning difficulties; and third, learning difficulties in social behavior adjustment; and number two, academic learning disabilities, which are learning difficulties that include failures to achieve academic performance in accordance with the expected capacity. Next, I will discuss the problem that challenge UINAM students in learning English. I will discuss two challenge problems topics, namely, what topic is the most difficult for the student to understand since they learn English for the first time until now, and what are the factors which cause them difficulty understand English topic until now. The first problem, the material that is difficult to understand in this course. There are 7 subjects the students consider to be the most difficult for them to understand in the course. The learning material that makes a challenge for UINAM students in English grammar material. Understanding when and how to use grammar, rules, and different contexts can be challenging task. It involves understanding the meaning of purpose of communication in each sentence or situation. Vocabulary. English has spelling rules that are not always consistent. There are many words that are spelled in unexpected ways, and some syllables can be pronounced in different ways in different words. Limited vocabulary can also be a challenge in applying grammar rules. Sometimes it is difficult to choose the right word and construct a correct sentence if you have a limited vocabulary. Pronunciation: some English words have pronunciation that not, do not match for their spelling. This can add a level of difficulty in learning the pronunciation. Speaking: Some students may feel shy or afraid of making mistakes when speaking English. If learners do not have many opportunities to speak in every situation, they may have difficulty developing their speaking skill. Reading: if the reader is not familiar with much of the vocabulary in the text, it can be a hindrance. Limited vocabulary can hinder overall reading comprehension. Listening: native speakers may pronounce words quickly and with different articulation, which can be challenging for learners to understand. And last, TOEFL. TOEFL has strict time limit for each section of the exam. This can be challenging, especially for those who are not used to tackling questions in a short amount of the time. And problem number two, factors that cause students to find it difficult to learn English. There are three factors that challenge UNM students in learning English. Number one, they think that English is confusing. Students may find English lessons confusing for several reasons, including the complexity of grammar, extensive vocabulary, and difficulty in speaking and writing fluently. Number two, they don't like English. This is closely related to the point one, that English is difficult and confusing. In addition, some students may feel that English is not important or relevant to their interests and career goals. Number three, they think that English is not important. Some students may assume that they will not use English significantly in their work or daily life in their local environment. They may feel that a focus on Indonesia or local language is more relevant. If students do not see any practical use of English in their career or daily life, they may feel that mastering the language does not provide significant immediate benefit. Next, I will discuss the conclusion of this problem. Students often face a number of diverse challenges in the process of learning English: lack of motivation, difficulty understanding grammar, constraint in listening and speaking skills, and lack of self-confidence are some of barriers that students often face. In addition, limited learning resources and difficulties in assigning consistent practice can also complicate an English learning journey. These challenges have a significant impact on student learning English. These challenges have a significant impact on student learning progress and may affect their interest in continuing to develop their English language skills. Therefore, there is a need for effort on part of educational institutions and individuals to identify, understand, and address these challenges, providing a supportive learning environment, providing adequate research, and designing innovative learning strategies can help students overcome difficulties and acquire better English language skills. Mastery of English is not only an additional skill, but also an investment in preparing students for global challenges and opening up wider opportunities in various fields of life. Well, maybe my discussion is enough until here. I'm sorry if there are still wrong pronunciation in my presentation. Thank you for watching and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.